City Spaces and Urbanites. The task that was set was to create and showcase our own imaginary exhibition. Immediately, I wanted my exhibition to be based upon urban cities and the environment their respected inhabitants live in. I felt the theme that would best complement my aims was city spaces and urbanites, with an urbanite being a person who lives in a town or a city. I wanted to use photographers and filmmakers that have a seemingly endless passion for capturing urban landscapes from all sorts of perspectives. With modern-day cities being so well developed and forward-thinking, I wanted to have a mix of time eras to try and see how times and attitudes have changed. I have divided my exhibition into 3 rooms, separated by city, with New York, London, and Paris. Room 1. London. For this room, I wanted my featured photographers to shine light on different sides of London. The bustle of the city and its empty skull are both visually appealing in their own ways. My chosen photographers show this, with both of them mastering their approach to photographing the capital. Matt Stewart. I'd like to be a mirror and show people who live where I live what they're like or what we're doing or how we act, how we live. Matt Stewart is an English photographer known for his insightful street photography. Doing both independent and commercial work, Stewart has garnered admirers from all over the industry. Stewart's photography work has earned him a membership in the Magnum Collective and has led him to give street photography lessons to budding photographers. Stewart's street photography is primarily taken in the bustling streets of London, incorporating common sights from around the capital. Matt Stewart has spoken about his tendency to include a splash of colour in his street photographs. In the earlier years of Matt Stewart's photography career, he worked as an assistant photographer to Marcus Lyons without even studying photography at college. In 2000, he became an independent street photographer and became a member of the Magnum Photography Collective the following year. Rutz Blies Luxembourg. Rutz Blies Luxembourg is a German photographer now based in Shoreditch, London. Her photographs of tall, high-rise tower blocks taken around London has helped her establish the city as her city of choice for developing her already impressive portfolio. For example, Luxembourg's 2012 project, London Dust, was a collection of photographs taken all over London during her time as a student in the late 1990s until the early 2010s. Born in 1967, she studied political science at Duisburg, Germany. She attended London College of Printing, completing her photography BA in 1993. Received an MA in photography from University of Westminster in 1996. The British band The Streets used Towering Inferno as their cover for the album Original Pirate Material in 2002. She also had her project London, a Modern Project released and used by Block Party's second album cover for A Weekend in London. In 2012, she curated London Dust that was shown at the Museum of London. Room 2. New York. For my second room, focused on New York, I wanted 2 photographers that captured the rich culture of the Big Apple and captured the hidden beauty of an urban, concrete jungle. My chosen photographers captured the inner workings of a city, from its criminal underworld to the patterns of commuting citizens. Anna Delaney. Anna Delaney is a New Zealand-born photographer who is now primarily based in New York City. Delaney's photography is renowned for conveying the harsh reality of New York's class divide and the presence of gang culture. German art blog whodat.de has complimented Delaney's aptness for capturing her shots, revealing fleeting moments in time and New York's gradual dilapidation of urban decay. Anna Delaney and her partner Tom Gould, also from New Zealand, lived in Bedford-Stuyvesant and together took 35mm black and white film shots across Brooklyn and the Bronx. Born in New Zealand in 1987, she started work in New York, working as a photography teacher for high-risk kids in Harlem. And in 2005, producing shots for the magazine Wax Poetics and photography collective Magnum Photos. She then met photographer Tom Gould and the pair worked together as freelance photographers. Robert Herman. A master of voyeuristic photography, Robert Herman's street photography expertly captured the tranquil yet bustling environment of the Big Apple. Robert Herman is a 60-year-old Brooklyn-born photographer. His project, The New Yorkers, perfectly captured the street-level perspective shared amongst the city. His photos capture vibrant areas like Brooklyn, the Bronx, and Little Italy. Herman's capability to capture candid street photographs has garnered many an admirer, with the American having exhibitions across the globe. In an interview with the New York Times, Herman spoke of how photography was my intermediary between me and the world. His ability to capture such an immersive archive is thanks to being an outsider, with Herman being able to notice things that other people just walk by. For some, a native Brooklyn inhabitant cannot be considered as having a true approach as an outsider. I do feel that this may not be the case with Herman, as his knowledge and love for the city allowed him to capture the city from various perspectives, with the outsider approach being one of his most finely captured aspects. Born in 1954 in Brooklyn to his mother and father who owned a movie theatre, he worked at the theatre, getting exclusive access to film screenings. He studied at the Tisch School of Art at New York University in 1976. He later studied at Tisch School of Arts at New York University in 1976. Then he got his master's degree in digital photography at the School of Visual Arts. He curated the documentary project The New Yorkers between the late 1970s and 2005. Room 3, Paris. In Room 3, I intended to have two artists that are products of Paris during its rise through industrialism. The haven of city life that Paris is renowned for has provided some of the world's best creatives. My chosen photographers and filmmakers encapture my aims perfectly, with their work in the international photography and film industries being the subject of worldwide acclaim. Henri Cartier-Bresson. A true god in street photography, Cartier-Bresson's work helped shape the way photographers shot in their cities and projects. His vast collection of images capture multiple cities with a truly unique feel. The French photographer, hailed by many as being the godfather of 20th century street photography, with his work being made in cities like Paris, Rome, and even post-war German cities. The unique insight in his work had helped him garner many admirers, with Cartier-Bresson's photographs beautifully capturing the cities he was in, with the influence of industrialism, poverty, and war being recurring visual themes in his work. Cartier-Bresson credits his work approach by saying, "You just have to live life, and life will give you pictures." This perfectly sums up the reaction his images get, with staged, heavily planned photographs being an almost non-existent in his portfolio. Éric Rohmer. Considered by many as a pioneer of the French New Wave, his vast portfolio of films and documentaries based on a whole vista of subjects, whether they be informing its audiences or theatrically entertaining them. The main body of work that I admire from Rohmer is a short documentary entitled Les Métamorphoses du Paysage from 1964. The film details the industrialist revolution in France and how it was rapidly changing Paris in the 1960s. It offers a rare-to-see sight of a major city like Paris being built from the ground up. In my imaginary exhibition, I did spot numerous similarities and differences between my chosen photographers and filmmakers. The approaches each individual took when documenting their surroundings contrast the most, with some focusing on humour and some focusing on capturing emotion and the effects society can have on the city it breeds in. In terms of similarities, I spotted a shared love for the urban city and its inhabitants, whether it be capturing them being made or capturing the more down-to-earth sides of the city that viewers can easily relate to.